In the quiet corners of your mind, a specter lingers, an uninvited guest whose presence weighs like the heaviest fog. You've constructed your life around this apparition, an illusion of virtue, a relentless pursuit to be what others deem as good. Yet, the more you chase this phantom, the more elusive it becomes, slipping through your fingers like grains of sand. The smile you wear, carved into your face like a mask, is a constant reminder of the facade you maintain. It's a smile that doesn't reach your eyes, a smile that feels like betrayal every time you catch your reflection. Inside, there's a gnawing emptiness, a void that echoes with the unsaid, the unfelt. You've built high walls around this emptiness, painting them with the expectations of those around you, decorating them with the approval you so desperately seek. But these walls are not your own. They imprison you in a cell of your own making, where the only voice you hear is a whisper that questions your worth, your existence. The world expects strength, resilience, an unyielding spirit that can weather any storm. But your strength feels like a chain, a heavy burden that drags you down with each step. The resilience you show to others is a brittle facade, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. Inside, you're a sea in turmoil, waves crashing against the rocks of who you once were, eroding the essence of your true self. In moments of solitude, when the world's demands fall silent, you glimpse the fragments of your spirit scattered like autumn leaves, vibrant yet detached from the tree of life that once anchored you. Each leaf carries a memory of who you were before the weight of being good overshadowed your being. These are the memories of laughter that wasn't forced, of joy that wasn't performed, of a self that wasn't lost in the shadows of expectation. Your heart, a compass without a needle, spins aimlessly in the void, seeking direction but finding none. It longs for authenticity, for the freedom to be flawed, to be human. But fear holds it captive, fear of rejection, of abandonment, of being seen as less than perfect. The fear is a silent scream that reverberates through your soul, a sound only you can hear, yet it's deafening. You wander through life like a ghost, present in body but absent in spirit, each day a repeat of the last. The person staring back at you from the mirror is a stranger, a ghost of who you used to be, who you could have been. In the eyes of this stranger, there's a plea for understanding, a desire to be seen beyond the veil of goodness. And in this silent plea, a question lingers, unanswered: what remains of you when the world can no longer see the goodness you wear like a cloak? In the quiet corners of our hearts, there's a space where pain lingers, shaped by the role we've been trying so hard to play, the good person, the perfect version of ourselves. But what we often overlook is how this relentless pursuit of goodness can become our own prison. It's a story as old as time, yet uniquely personal for each of us. A tale of constantly reaching for an ideal that, once grasped, slips through our fingers like grains of sand. I remember a time when someone realized this truth in the most unexpected way. It was during a moment of profound loss, when the weight of life seemed unbearable. They stood alone in a familiar room, a place once filled with laughter and warmth, now echoing with silence. It was there, amidst the remnants of what had been, that they stumbled upon an old photograph. A snapshot of a moment long forgotten, where they were carefree, unguarded, and genuinely happy. The image revealed a version of themselves that had been buried beneath layers of expectation and duty. In that moment of stillness, something shifted. The pain that had felt so meaningless began to take on a different hue. It wasn't just about what was lost, but what had been missed along the way, the small joys, the true connections, the honest moments of being fully present. The heartbreak opened a door to a deeper truth, that perhaps in trying so hard to be good, they had forgotten how to be real. Viktor Frankl, in his exploration of meaning, spoke of how suffering can carve out space within us, allowing a deeper understanding to emerge. In this unexpected confrontation with their own reflection, there was a sudden, quiet recognition that the suffering was not just a burden, but a teacher. It had shape, history, and, most importantly, meaning. This new awareness wasn't a solution, but it was a beginning, a realization that the path forward wasn't about being unerringly virtuous, but about being authentically human. The pain remained, but now it was infused with a sense of purpose. It whispered of the freedom to embrace imperfection, to let go of the need to fit into a mold that was never truly theirs. It was a call to live more deeply, to acknowledge not just the joy, but also the sorrow, as integral parts of a life fully lived. If these words are helping you name something that's been silent inside you, you're not alone. Join us by subscribing. We're walking this path together. In the dim light of early morning, a solitary figure sits at the edge of a bed, the space around them thick with silence. The room is a blend of shadows and faint outlines, a world paused between night and day. There's a weight in the air that seems to push downwards, a gravity born not of the earth, but of the heart. A small wooden box rests on a nearby table, its surface worn smooth by years of touch, the lid slightly ajar as if it holds secrets spoken only in whispers. Inside, scraps of paper lie scattered, each one bearing the imprint of a life lived in the service of others' expectations. Words like duty, sacrifice, and perfection are scribbled in hasty ink, reminders of a relentless pursuit of goodness, a chase that never ends, only circles back upon itself. An old watch ticks softly, its hands moving with a steady deliberation that feels almost mocking in its constancy. Time, it seems, is both ally and adversary, a reminder of moments slipping away, yet also a guide through the haze of confusion. The watch face, scratched and dulled, catches the first light of dawn, casting a faint reflection on the wall, a shimmering ghost of what once was. There is a plant in the corner, leaves reaching tentatively towards the light, but its soil is dry, parched by neglect. It stands as a testament to a forgotten self-care, an unintentional monument to exhaustion. Yet, there's a stubbornness in its existence, a quiet resilience that speaks volumes in its silence. The figure rises, steps slowly towards the window where the world outside begins to stir. The glass is cool to the touch, a barrier between the internal storm and the awakening day. Beyond the pane, the sky is a canvas of muted colors, a gentle promise of renewal. It is here that the figure pauses, breath held as if to capture the moment, to feel the stillness seep into their bones. A deep breath in, a slow exhale. There is no grand epiphany, no sudden clarity or revelation. Just a soft, almost imperceptible shift. The kind that stirs beneath the surface, like the first hint of spring beneath winter's grip. A decision, not shouted, but whispered, a choice to stop, to stand still amidst the chaos, to allow oneself to simply be. In this quiet surrender, there is a release. A letting go of the need to be good, to be perfect, to be anything other than what one already is. The room, with its shadows and whispers, holds this secret dearly, cradling it like a fragile seed of hope. And as the sun breaks over the horizon, spilling light across the room, there is a moment suspended in time. The figure turns away from the window, leaving behind the weight of expectation, stepping into the light with the knowledge that the path forward is unknown, but not unkind. In this sacred pause, there is peace. Not the absence of struggle, but the acceptance of it. A stillness that envelopes like a gentle embrace, allowing the soul to breathe, to rest, to simply exist. The air is filled with the sound of a held breath, a moment of poised anticipation before the next step is taken. In the quiet of a solitary moment, where the world's demands fall away, there lies a subtle transformation. It's not born from new insights or revelations, but from the raw encounter with something unyieldingly true. This truth isn't loud or dramatic, it doesn't announce itself with fanfare or triumph. Rather, it's a gentle acknowledgement, a whisper from the depths of one's being that says, enough. Enough of striving, enough of bending under the weight of expectations. It's a realization that maybe, just maybe, being a good person isn't about meeting every demand, but about meeting yourself where you are, with all your imperfections intact. The shift is internal, almost imperceptible to the outside world, yet profound in its impact. It's the moment when the exhaustion you've felt for so long begins to speak, not as a sign of failure, but as an indication that you've carried too much for too long. And in this realization, there's a strange steadiness. The burdens you once thought unbearable now sit differently in your soul, not because they've disappeared, but because you've stopped fighting against them. You've allowed them to be, and in doing so, you've allowed yourself to be. What if this exhaustion isn't a mark of inadequacy, but a testament to the years of trying to be more than you needed to be? What if it's the body's way of saying you've done enough, that it's time to rest, to let go of the endless pursuit of being good in the eyes of others? And in that letting go, you find a quiet strength, a resilience that comes not from pushing on, but from the decision to stop and breathe. There's a beauty in this acceptance, a sacredness in the grief of what was lost in the pursuit of perfection. For what if the grief you carry isn't a weakness, but a sacred thread that ties you to your humanity? What if accepting this grief is the most courageous thing you can do, acknowledging the depth of your feelings and the truth of your experience? And so, you begin to allow yourself to feel, not as a form of indulgence, but as an act of self-respect. You stop answering every call to action, every plea for your attention, not out of neglect, but because sometimes, the most honest response is silence. What if not answering is the truest thing you've done, an acknowledgement that your time and energy are not infinite, that they must be guarded and cherished? This is the beginning of an inner shift, a return to a self long overlooked. It's the soul beginning to reshape itself, reclaiming its rightful form, one that is not dictated by external expectations but by an internal sense of worth. The process is not without its pain, but even the pain feels different now. It's a reminder of the path walked, the lessons learned, and the person you're becoming. If any of this resonates with you, if it touches something quiet inside, I'd be honored to hear what it stirred. Leave a comment, if you feel like sharing. We're all walking through something. In the gentle hush of twilight, when the world holds its breath, there's a moment that belongs to no one but you. It's the pause between heartbeats, the space where thoughts drift like leaves on a pond, unhurried and unbidden. Here, in this sacred silence, the weight of all you've carried begins to dissolve. No answers, no grand revelations, only the soft murmur of your own breath as a witness to your journey. Imagine a single candle flickering in the vastness of a darkened room. Its light dances, casting shadows that play against the walls, a quiet testament to the resilience of a flame enduring the night. This flame, like the essence of who you are, does not demand to be seen or understood. It simply exists, whole and unwavering, amidst the shadows that stretch long and far. There's a comfort in this simplicity, in knowing that the flame's purpose is not to illuminate the entire room but to offer warmth to the small circle it touches. It doesn't strive, doesn't yearn for more than its nature allows. It is content to be, to flicker and sway, adapting to the unseen currents that pass by. In its light, you see the reflection of your own journey, the quiet acceptance of what is, without the need to be anything more. You sit in this space, not alone but in the company of every soul who has traversed similar paths, who has felt the pull of expectation and the burden of being good. You realize now, as you breathe in the stillness, that being good was never the goal. It was simply the armor worn to face a world that seemed too vast, too demanding. But here, in the glow of the candle, the armor is set aside, piece by piece, revealing the tender vulnerability beneath. It's in this vulnerability that true strength resides. The kind that doesn't shout or demand attention but sits quietly at your side, offering nothing more than its presence. And perhaps that's enough. To know you are not alone, that others have walked this path and found their way to a similar stillness. It is in this shared silence that companionship is born, a connection deeper than words or deeds. The candle's flame continues its dance, a reminder that life is not a straight line but a series of moments, each with its own rhythm and grace. Some moments are bright and full of clarity, others dim and shadowed, but all are necessary. They weave together the tapestry of your existence, each thread a testament to your resilience and courage. As you sit with this awareness, you find solace in the understanding that you are enough, just as you are. Not because of what you do or how you meet the expectations of others, but simply by being. This realization is a balm to the wounds of striving, a gentle reminder that you need not do anything more than breathe and be present. So, let the flame be your guide, a symbol of the quiet strength you found within. Allow its light to touch the corners of your soul that have long been hidden in shadow. And know that in this moment, you are exactly where you need to be. If this reached something quiet inside you, you can like the video, so someone else might feel less alone, too. In the quiet aftermath of revelation, where the soul lays bare and the echoes of expectation fade into whispers, we stand together in this shared silence. Here, in this sacred space, the weight of trying to be something other than we are dissolves. Life's beauty and its chaos intermingle, each moment a testament to existence in its purest form. No longer shackled by the chains of perceived goodness, we find ourselves alive in the raw and unpolished truth of being. As we witness the gentle dance of our own vulnerabilities, we understand that life was never about molding into an ideal but about embracing the intricacies of our own stories. The world does not demand perfection, but a presence willing to feel, to be moved, to exist authentically amidst the unpredictability of it all. In this acceptance, there is a profound freedom that arises, a liberation from the relentless pursuit of external validation. We recognize that every scar, every shadowed path walked, has led us to this moment of clarity. The journey, though arduous, has been a profound teacher, reminding us that our worth is intrinsic and not dictated by the roles we play or the accolades we collect. In the quiet corners of our heart, we find the courage to look upon ourselves with compassion, to see the beauty in our brokenness. And perhaps, in this unguarded moment, we finally understand that the essence of being human is not in striving for goodness, but in the simple, courageous act of being. To live without the armor of expectation, to breathe fully in the present, and to find strength in our shared humanity. The truth is gentle yet powerful, you were never meant to be flawless, only beautifully, vulnerably you. If this reached something quiet inside you, you can like the video, so someone else might feel less alone, too. Thank you for watching. Be part of our community by subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video.